Hey y'all, it's Dawn's Press-Ons. Welcome to Freaky Friday, where we take unusual products and use them on our nails. Today we're going to use this little pot. I've got this one from the International Nail Art Academy or the Team Ladybug, and it is called liquid crystal. Some people call it mood changing liquid, some people call it solar dust. I have a little one that I got on Amazon. It's not near me right now, but it's a much smaller pot. I got it off Amazon and they called it solar dust, and it doesn't work as well as this and was much more expensive. So if you're in the market for this, get yours from the Team Ladybug group. Okay, so let's see what we're going to do. This is something I made a year ago. And this is a butterfly that I used to make the, well, butterfly, dragonfly, I don't know, fairy wings. The wings are too far apart to really be a butterfly. It's why it didn't end up on a nail. It ended up on a card, okay? But this is a butterfly decal that I used the liquid underneath. So let's just see what happens when I apply some heat to it. And that's just with my body heat. And as that cools back down, it's going to go back through the gamut of colors. So if this is on your nail, your body heat will turn it colors. Let's see what happens to the butterfly wings here. The wings, yeah, but they're turning blue. And they'll go purple and yellow, green, teal. Really pretty colors. And I think this might have the mood changing liquid on it too. Yep, it does. See the purple coming through now? I hope that the colors are translating for you guys. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Let's talk rules. This stuff has a lot of rules to it, and you have to follow these rules. Number one, it has to air dry. You can't put this in the lamp, and they said it takes 5 to 30 minutes, but I've had this batch over here trying to dry now for at least 30 minutes. This one I did earlier today. Isn't that so neat? I did it earlier today before dinner time, and it's 10 o'clock at night now. So this one is not quite dry yet. You can still see the tan part right. You see that tan spot right here? It is not done yet. And then this big tan inner circle here. I painted mine a little thicker, so the instructions say to make sure that you apply it evenly so that it's a solid coat of tan. And that's what I did, but it might have been a little bit thick, and that's why it's taken a few minutes more to dry. So we'll just see what we can do here. So first thing is, has to air dry, no putting it in the lamp. The warmer your air, the quicker it dries. So like if I had a low hair dryer on like a low blow so that it didn't, you know, cause ripples across this, I could maybe do that, or a little plug-in type warmer that you put at your desk to keep your legs warm or something. Anyway, so we'll just see if this dries here while we're talking. The second rule is it has to go over a matte top coat. So you have to work on a matte surface, not a shiny, and it can't have any inhibition layer. So make sure that even though your matte top coat, a lot of people think they don't have an inhibition layer, just go ahead and give it a swipe with some alcohol. Rule number 3, it has to go over black. So this nail was painted white, the circle was painted black, and then we were able to put the liquid on here. This nail was painted white, then the black for the butterfly wings, and then the solar dust was, then the matte top coat, then the solar dust was painted over that. So, next rule, this cannot go over an entire nail. So if you look at this one, it looks like that is covering the entire nail, but it's not. There's a little ledge of black all the way around, making sure that I left at least 1 millimeter of black around the edge of that nail. And we talked about applying it as thin as possible. Oh, and then the other big rule. This is a little coffee mug my granddaughter made me, and I use it. Do not let your brush harden with this in it. So when you're not working, keep your brush in a cup of warm soapy liquid. I just did a squirt of dishwashing liquid in there with some warm water. And I just leave my brush in there when I'm not working on it. I know this brush won't be good for much else. Something to note, let me just dry this off real quick. I put a little label on mine, Mood Magic only. And I have two brushes that I use for that. This one's kind of a longer brush, and this one's kind of a shorter brush. And they both, I put little labels on them and covered them in tape, Mood Magic only, to make sure once you use your brushes for this, you really can't use your brushes for anything else. I don't know what they make this stuff out of, but the warnings are pretty scary. So anyway, I don't wear a glove a lot of times, but I do wear a glove when I'm working with this. Okay, so for that all over nail, let me put my brush back in there. And I'll set that aside. Just know that it's over here off the edge of my camera. This is another set of nails that I made similar. And so this is another type of design that you could do with that. I put too much of the candy chrome over the top of my mood changing so you can't see it. And that long since lost its luster over there. But you get the idea. Another idea that you could do with this. Okay. Let's talk about this nail here, the all over black nail. So the first thing we did is we took our nail and we painted it black. And then we put a matte top coat over it. Next thing we need to do is wipe it with some alcohol. I've just got my bottle of, I think it's 91% alcohol. And just get a little bit of that on a lint-free wipe. And you just give it a wipe. It's been painted black and cured. It's been matte top coated and cured. And now I'm just giving it a wipe with the alcohol to make sure that there's nothing else on that nail. No inhibition layer whatsoever. All right, then the next thing we would do is take our brush and take the mood changing liquid or the solar dust, and we would paint this all around. I just get a big goop up of it, and then I lay it on the nail, and then I start to spread it. Again, this liquid comes out tan. It is not, and it kind of smells a little bit like a sweet glue. I don't know how else to describe it. It has an odor to it. It's not a terrible odor. I don't think you need to wear a respirator, but it does have a slight odor to it. But I just apply it to the nail, kind of like that, all around, making sure that I don't go all the way to the edge. I just kind of turn it a little bit as I go. If you wanted to paint a design, you could paint a design. You don't have to do it all over like this. You want to try to make your coat even. It does self-level a little bit. It's not as good as, say, hard gel or some of the other gels that we can use, but it levels a little bit. It doesn't tend to run off the nail, you know, like I've made this border here, and it's not like I have to babysit it to make sure that it doesn't run off, like if you're working with a super wet acrylic bead or something like that. So now we just need to fill in this last little bit here and then set this aside to dry. Just kind of making sure that I've got it kind of even. that'll be good for the purposes that we do. And again, I'm going to kind of just like wipe the excess off here on the edge of the inside. And then put my brush right in that cup. Okay, put my lid back on this, and then I'm going to set this aside to dry. Oh, y'all got to see this. Look at some of the pretty colors we're getting here. This is the stuff that we're waiting for to dry, and look at how pretty it's getting. I've got all my lights going, so it's kind of getting warmer, and it's super cold in this room tonight. The temperatures are dropping here in Florida, so. All right. Now that we've got the mood changing liquid on, we let it dry. Once it dries, we're going to seal it up with this metallic glaze, because this one we put a lot of that liquid on. So we just want to make sure that everything stays in place. So we're going to put some of this metallic glaze. This metallic glaze acts like a double-sided sticky tape. This stuff lost its stick. This is just as shiny and smooth as anything. Nothing's going to stick to this right now. Your top coat will peel right off of there, and this design will be a disaster. So we're going to put this metallic glaze on there. Like I said, it's like a double-sided sticky tape. We'll brush it over the entire nail. We don't have any like lumps or bumps, so we're not trying to hide anything. We're not needing to build up. Now let's cure that for 60 seconds. Again, we're not curing the mood magic, we're curing that metallic glaze. Then once that comes out, we're going to put these flakes on here. These flakes are, again, from the Team Ladybug website, the International Nail Art Academy, and she calls these flakes candy chrome, and this is the rainbow candy chrome. Some of the things you can do with the candy chrome is you can put it on as flakes, just in scattered spots, or you could rub this on the nail and then kind of burnish it in, and it gives it an overall chrome look to the entire nail. It's so beautiful. Oh, wow. Look at how pretty this is turning. And this circle is still drying, but our butterfly wing or dragonfly wing is really starting to turn up. We'll talk about how to make that here in just a few minutes. Okay. Oh, wow. Was cooking in the microwave or in the lamp there, and it really got hot. It turned yellow and orange. All right, now we're just going to take our finger and we're going to get some flakes on the end of our, and we're going to apply them over the nail. I don't like to waste anything, so I try to do this right over the top of the pot. These flakes really fly everywhere. This just gives some more depth to that color, hides some of that black around the edge. That double-sided sticky tape we put on there really allows these to adhere very, very well. Oh, that's so pretty. All right, I'm just going through now to make sure that they're all sticking down. And I don't want to touch this with my finger because it is super sticky, which tells me there's a lot of chemicals in there. Not safe for my skin. Oh, look how pretty my glove is. Okay, let me put the lid on that. I might have used too many flakes, guys. I got carried away with the flake magic. Okay. Next thing is to just put a top coat over this. Now, if I were selling this now, if I were sending this out in a press-on order, I would put another layer of this metallic glaze over the top to make sure that my top coat doesn't chip away. But because this order is not going out, I can just put my regular shiny top coat and we can see the magic. Okay, my good top coat is just out of reach. Or is it? Here it is. So this is the top coat that I use when I send out my press-on orders. It is a wet look top gel, some of the shiniest top coat I've ever seen. But for the purposes of our video, I don't want to waste the good stuff, and I'm just going to use this stuff that I get off Amazon. So pretty. And you know, if you are using a lot of glitters, you want two different top coats anyway. One that you use with your glittery products and one that you use for your cream-based polishes, because inevitably we are going to get some glitters in our brush here, and unless you wipe it off on a lint-free wipe every time before you go back into your bottle, you're going to transfer a little glitter back into your bottle. Oh, y'all, that's so pretty. Okay, let's cure that. And then we'll look and see if I can still make the Mood Magic activate, even though I put on so much chrome. We'll know I did okay. But if we can't activate that Mood Magic, then I put on way too much chrome. All right, with the next finger, let's take a look at this guy. So we started out with a white nail. Let me get it out over here. And we cured the white gel polish. Then I just found out that you don't have to have it matte. You can draw on top of shiny top coat, or on top of a shiny I clean the inhibition layer off, and then you can draw on this to show the outline of your wings. For example, if we wanted to make our wings look like this, I could draw right on top of there. But here's how I know how to draw. I have these little decals that are going to go over our wings, and I lay that on the nail kind of like this, and that tells me the basic shape that I'm going for here. And then for the second nail, I find a different one, and I lay it down beside it, and that tells me the shape I need for that one. And then, so I would just sketch that out. I don't even know if you guys can see those sketch lines. But I would sketch that out and then hold up my decal to make sure it works. Good. And then for the third one, let's maybe use one of these. So I will turn that one down here, and I'll angle it this way. And I know that it would go kind of like, coming off my sticky tape, kind of like this. Don't come up. All right, stick on there. I don't know if I got alcohol underneath that or what, but my sticky tape's not wanting to stick there. But so we would do something like that to draw. Then we fill that in with black gel polish. So I've got some black gel polish over here on my palette. Got my palette and my black gel polish and one of my brushes, and we're just going to fill that in, and we'll flash cure as we get each wing done. So that we make sure, because we're painting in gel polish, we don't want any of that to run. I just want to double check this wing real quick, because I don't know if any of my wings that look like that. Well, that would be okay, but it looks awfully thin. Okay, that'd be all right. Let me just put a little touch more polish down that center there. All right, let me just put that in the lamp for 10 seconds is all. And let's see what we've got here. Our other nail is finished. Okay, so it's top coated and done, and boy does it look pretty. Let's see if we can activate any of that. Not really. Oh, wah, wah, wah. Okay, so what looks like happened is I put the chrome on too thick. And now we can't see all that beautiful coloring, solar dust underneath. I mean, maybe we can see it a little bit. There we go. All right, so what I needed to do was press harder. Ready? Look at that. So if this were on your nail, you would see more of the blue like all the time unless you have cold hands. Then they showed me a trick how to turn this back into the light color again, and that's to just take a little alcohol and just brush it right down. Takes it back to the cool tones. Look at those purples and oranges and yellows again. So pretty. And then to reactivate it, we just touch. And it's blue again. That's so cool. All right, let's set this one aside. That one's done. Okay. That nail has been frozen. Let's keep painting. Oh, you don't fit there? Okay, you fit on this one. Some of my magnets are upside down compared to the others, so some of them don't fit on one particular stand, and then some of them fit on another stand. So when I'm working, I have to have 2 or 3 different nail holders in order to hold my nails. It's quite silly. I ought to just have my husband change the magnets on them. I didn't even consider it until just now as I'm having to find all my different pieces while I'm in the middle of trying to record a video. And this doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be putting decals over the top of these, and these aren't the exact shapes anyway. I don't think that gel polish is going to run anywhere. Let's go ahead and paint that third wing. And if I get done with this and find out that my decal doesn't fit, it'd be all right. We'll make it work. Look what I did. I dragged that black all the way down there. That's why we have cleanup brushes. I might not need to. By the way, you can erase your lines on your nail using alcohol and a cleanup brush. That will clean these lines up right away. Okay, let's cure that. Put that in the lamp. And then this one, let me just show you what I meant. So we drew lines on this nail to potentially put wings down. But let's say I don't like those wings. Just get some alcohol on our lint-free wipe, and the lines are gone. So if you end up not painting, I knew that was going to come off there. If you end up not painting all the way to the edge or all the way to your lines, you can take the lines off easily. All right, let's look at this nail. Now this nail was painted white. We added matte top coat, and then I just drew a circle in the center of it. Let's go ahead and paint inside that circle black. And I like to go around the outside first so that I can really see what it looks like. Because even though you draw it with a pencil, it's hard to tell the shape. And I am the world's worst when it comes to freehand drawing. I could probably use the bottle brush so much faster than what I'm doing right now. But I've got all this on my palette and I don't want to waste it. And since this is the last one I'm going to do, I want to try to use up what I've got. Now I'm just trying to make sure that I like the shape. Okay, that'll be good enough. Let's go ahead and put that in the lamp. Cure it. Bring our other one out. All right, so now our butterfly wings are cured. Let's give those a matte top coat. Again, this is not the top coat I would be using if I were doing these nails for my press-on business. This is just what I use here for play. So we're going to matte top coat because the solar dust cannot go over shiny or an inhibition layer. I grabbed these great big square nails thinking I was going to need all this space for these wings. I could put these on probably a short almond or a short round or short square. We could get a good looking butterfly going there. All right, let's cure that. Okay, take the circle out. Circle looks good. Let's get it covered with the matte top coat. You know what? I can't do it. I was just looking at this going, I can let it ride. I can let it ride. I can't let it ride, you guys. I just can't do it. My pencil lines, I can see them. There's just ever so slight pencil lines on the sides there. So what we're going to do is get a little bit of alcohol. And we're going to wipe that top coat off of here. And then yeah, just that little alcohol was enough to clean up the pencil lines. That's all it needed, was just that little bit. Left my tape inside of there. Okay, try it again. You don't stick there, you'll stick there. All right, let's put some more matte top coat on there then. Much better. I'll be able to look at that now and not worry that, oh, everybody sees the mistake. Okay. Good. But you know what I just did? I set my finger down. Right there. Right there. I'm not going to try to fix it. We're going to leave it like it is. By the time we put the flakes on there, it'll be fine. All right, so this one's still drying. This one actually is looking pretty good. Can't tell if that's tan or if that's yellow. Nope, that's dry. It's changing colors for me. Good. Look at how nice that does. Good. All right, now because this didn't take up as much area as this, we don't have to seal that one in. Okay, what we're going to do with this is we're going to take one of these butterfly stickers. They are so cute. We're going to take one of these butterfly stickers and we're going to put it right over the top of that. So let's find one that fits. Good. You want to sit on top of there. So let's find a butterfly. Well, that one fits, but it's a little small. That's a little bigger. Oh, how about that guy? What about that one? Oh, I love that one. Let's do this one. I mean, we could put two together side by side there. Take that middle gap out and put those two guys together. But that's okay. Let's do this one. I like that. That one's really pretty too. So is that one. Okay, back to this one. All right, there's our butterfly. Let's just put it right in the middle of the nail. And spread it down. Oh, how pretty. Now, for a change on this one, we are not going to recover it. We are going to take shiny top coat and put it on our palette here. I'm going to put it right here over the spot that says shiny top coat. Again, this isn't the kind that I would use if I were sending the nails out, but this is fine for use here. Let's put a big drop of that shiny top coat right there. And then I'm just going to paint over the top of this butterfly. You know what? I wonder if I could do it with this brush. This is a nice big area. It's not like that's a small circle. Cook it. All right, so our circle came out, and then now it is ready for us to apply the solar liquid to. So pull my brush out of the cup of soapy water, wipe it off to make it dry. Just going to give this a little stir up just to make sure we don't have any lumpies in here. No lumpies. Everything's looking good with our liquid. So we're just going to paint inside the circle. Oh, you know what? I forgot to wipe it off with alcohol first. I do know that the matte top coat that I'm using leaves virtually no inhibition layer. But if this were for a client, I would stop, take this off, and wipe it. I know this tutorial is going on a little bit longer than some of the other ones have. If you're still with me, I really appreciate it. I hope this helps you be able to know what to do with this liquid. I actually saw this tutorial teaching us how to make these butterfly wings from the International Nail Art Academy. I think it was last year sometime in the spring. And of course, you know, Miss Tracy's artwork there, Miss Tracy Vincent's artwork is just so amazing. If y'all don't know, haven't seen any of the stuff they do, she has an app, and then she has a YouTube channel. They don't do a lot on their YouTube channel, but her Facebook gets a lot of work. So you can go to her Facebook channel and check her out. All right, so I've got a little bit here off the side, and I just want to clean that up. There we go. Good. And then that'll go straight to the garbage. Okay, we're just going to set that aside to dry. Put our lid on top of this. We're all done with this liquid, I think. Are we done? Oh, look at how pretty that turned out. Look at that. See the purples and the yellows? Let's see if we can change up the color. Let me give it a little bit harder press. Look at that. And so we could put caviar beads all around the outside here, either in color, clear, silver. Silver would be so pretty. Just whatever you like. You could surround this circle here with some caviar beads or some gemstones even. Then for this one here, we're not using these wings. We're going to use these fairy wings. Okay? And we've just got to find the ones that line up to our design. Let me get that palette out of the way. These guys over here are still drying. I thought there was a nail we were missing. There it is. So this is the only other one that we haven't coated yet in the solar dust, but you guys get the idea of what I did here. It's the same thing we did when we did the black nail or the circle nail. I just painted inside the lines with the solar dust, and then you set it aside to dry. Let me go ahead and wipe that with alcohol before I forget and work on it later. There we go. All right, and just leave those sit aside for later. All right, let's find out which wings fit on this nail. I'm pretty sure this first one's the one that I set up to do there, but it sure doesn't look right. Was it that one? Was it that one? Let's go for this one. All right, so we set it down and then smooth it out. And look, y'all, that was a disaster. That didn't look like it was going to go on right. My borders weren't pretty. That wing didn't look like nothing, but look at it now. You can't tell. Let's do the second one. Looks just like a big, almost like a hot dog sticking out there, but we're going to find something that'll cover that up. I think this is the one I thought I was going to use, but I don't know that I can get that on there in a way that's going to make that look pretty. Let's see. Can I get that on there like that? Was that the one I wanted to use? All these wings are just a little bit different than the one before. Let's find one. Come on. Make a decision. All right, let's go back up to this big one. We're going to use this big one here. Okay, and we just want to make sure we cover up all the chrome over there and that we bring it. Come on now, don't be wonky. Right into that middle. And it doesn't matter if there's a little bit of overhang. We can hide that later with these caviar beads. Do y'all see all these caviar beads we put around? You don't have to do that, but you can. And it's so pretty. Just put a bunch of caviar beads all the way around there. That'll hide any of that stuff that ends up happening. All right, one more wing we need to find. This one needs to be a long, skinny wing. What about that one right there? That looks like a long, skinny wing. Okay, fatter than that. How about that one? Oh, that's a pretty one right there. Perfect. Beautiful. Then we'll bring back over our palette. We have the shiny top coat on there, but we need a dollop of matte top coat. So right here next to it, I'm going to put a little dollop of matte top coat. I'm going to show you how we're going to hide these wings so we can keep this nail matte and make our wings shiny. Let me clean off this black out of here. I just use a little alcohol on my brush, wipe it, dry wipe it, and then a little alcohol, pull straight down. Now that's nice and clean. All right, let's get a little matte on here. Now I'm going to go around the edge of my decal because there was a clear membrane on every one of those. And I'm just going to go around the edge and hide that clear membrane by making sure it is now matte. And then I'm going to feather my matte top coat off into the center away from the decal so that there's not this big buildup of matte top coat right there around the decal. I hope that makes sense. So I paint it all the way around with the matte, and then I feather that away so that there's not a sharp line right there. So that when I go to cure it, that'll be matte all the way around there. All right, let's finish up the other two wings. Go all the way around. All right, so we're just going to go around the nails here and keep painting that matte top coat around the nail, around that decal, and then spreading it out away from the decal. And that hides that membrane and makes this not look so much like a sticker. We don't want stickers on our nails. I ran out of matte top coat. Let me get a little bit more. Just have one little baby wing left to go. Just go around, paint it, and then feather it away. Good deal. All right, cure that. Look at this set of nails. Just look how pretty that is. I don't know if that color change is so very evident on the screen like it is for me. Let's see here. Oh, I made it bright, bright blue. But again, if you don't like it bright, bright blue, let's see what happens when we wipe it with alcohol. Cool it down. Look at that. Cool it down. If you've got cold nails, you'll have like a yellow, orange, red kind of look. And if your hands are warmer, you'll have greens and blues and purples. All right, that came out. So now what we want to do is we've done the matte to hide the fact that we have a decal. Oh, look, y'all, there's no decal lines. Look at there. Now we want to go over the top of these wings, and we want to fill them up with shiny top coat, just to make them look a little extra special. And y'all, while I'm looking at these, I can see that I didn't put that dust all the way to the edge right here where I'm painting, but nobody else is going to see that. Nobody else would ever notice a thing. These nails are just so pretty and unique with the way they change colors. So pretty. All right, let's cure that. And let's clean up our mess. I always just take a lint-free wipe with some alcohol on it and just wipe over the top of all that. And that thing wipes, this little palette wipes nice and clean just like that. So these nails over here that we worked on, they are drying. They'll be dry here probably within the next hour. It's a cold night here in Florida, so I don't think they're, they're not in any hurry to dry, that's for sure. I'll probably add the color changing stuff to this one and finish these nails out maybe tomorrow morning. Again, this is kind of the look that we were going for if you add the caviar beads around it. And you can see here, this is probably a medium length coffin nail. And you can see we were able to get a full butterfly with a circle on this nail. We were able to do the 3 different wings on that nail. And here it is. Oh, it's already hot from being in the lamp. I'm like, why isn't it changing? Did I break it? Let's see, let's cool it down. Since we can't heat it up, it's already hot. Let's cool it down. There it is. There's the magic. We turned it purple. That's so awesome. That's so beautiful. This stuff is amazing. It's got a lot of rules, but if you follow the rules, it's pretty successful. So, all right, y'all. Well, thank you for joining Dawn's Press-Ons for this longer tutorial. I hope that y'all enjoyed it and that you learned something. Have a good day.